guys, welcome to another video on Tech Shield. In today's video I'm going to talk about the Apple keynote. It was a really great presentation, but compared to yesterday's presentation from Microsoft, I think from my perspective Apple is starting to fall behind just a little bit, and the main reason behind that is the time that Apple took to refresh its MacBook Pro lineup. Microsoft is trying to do their best to refresh their Surface lineup. That's what's left to them anyway, and Apple is focusing more and more on the iPhone, kinda the opposite. But let's get back to our main topic. In today's event, Apple made the opening with a video from the talented Sadie Paulson and talked a little bit about the launch of the iPhone 7, how big it was, also about the iOS 10 compared to Android, and the 1% only of the Android phones that are running the latest version of Android, which is the Nougat. And they went into the Apple TV, and there is a new app coming to iOS which is called TV, and it is focusing more and more on the live experience, like live tweets of the event you are watching and more. So next up is the new MacBook. When announcing this new MacBook, they have decided to have a retro throwback for their first portable Mac, the PowerBook 170. The new MacBook that was announced today was a 6.8 million times faster than the original portable one, so I think that's a revolutionary number. Anyways, they have made this video showing the evolution of the design language of the Mac from its beginning, and I think that was rather cool. So getting to the main dish, Apple is very proud about this new MacBook, just how much smaller, thinner, lighter and powerful they've got, and it is quite impressive. Honestly, I have the 15-inch mid-2012 Retina MacBook Pro. Compared to this new one with 15.5mm, mine looks like anyway. The volume has been shrunk as well, with a 20% less volume. Now coming to the 13-inch MacBook Pro, it has 14.9mm thin compared to the previous generation that had 18mm and 23% less volume. I know the first thing you're going to notice is the top bar, but beyond that, the new MacBook have a double-sized force-touch trackpad compared to the previous generations, and I quote, that was not possible with the mechanical trackpad, but now it is possible with the force-touch technology. Also, there is a refined keyboard with a butterfly mechanism with a great keyboard travel than the previous MacBook, and here is the touch bar. Apple is so proud with this, and I have spent a big chunk of the keynote talking about this new feature. It is an organic LED panel, so it is going to provide a very dark blacks and a vibrant colors. Also, it is a very power efficient, so it shouldn't draw more power, and it is stunning and beautiful. And the main thing of this touch bar that Apple is talking too much about it is that this touch bar is application specific, so it changes depending on the application you are using, and the physical keys of the escape button are gone, but just physical buttons. If you press the function key on the down of the keyboard, they will show up on the touch bar, so don't worry, all the escape and the function keys from F1 to F12 are there. Apple made many examples of this touch bar. For example, in Safari, when you open it, all your favorites are there, shown on the top touch bar. Also, the preview of your opened tabs and the ability to jump between them, and it is so intuitive. It works so well in the demo. Also, if the other applications like photos, you can edit your images fully on the touch bar, for example rotating them, applying filters and more. Also, we have the Touch ID built in this touch bar, and it is the second generation, so it's going to be very fast. Apple made a great decision to bring Touch ID to the MacBooks, and it have many implementations like authenticating, Apple Pay, and the best feature I like about it is the ability to switch between users' accounts just by simply finger words. And be sure, like the iPhone, this Touch ID does have a secure enclave, so all your data will be protected and they won't be shared with websites. Apple wants to make this bar a very important piece of tech when using your Mac because of its capabilities, and that could be a time savior. And I'm not saying you won't be able to do those things without the touch bar. Of course you do all that with the older MacBooks, but having this touch bar will be a great time savior, and that was Apple's focus with this whole thing. And video editing is the most convenient way that shows the power of this touch bar, especially with the newly improved version of Final Cut Pro. Also, you can customize the bars function by simply drag and drop functions from the edit section. And by time, many developers will have the ability to include touch bar functionalities in their applications like Photoshop and DJ Pro, which were demonstrated in the keynote. Now let's leave the touch bar and talk about more the specifications of the Mac. So the display, Apple's claimed that this is the best Retina display that Apple have ever made, thanks to 67% more brightness, 67% higher contrast ratio, and 25% more colors, so a bigger color gamut on this display. We have also improved internals. Unfortunately, we now have the 6th generation Intel processors with a Skylake architecture and not Kaby Lake. A new AMD GPU with the 14nm Polaris architecture, which has 4 GB of video RAM and 2.3 times faster than the previous generation. SSDs are now faster with 2 TB configurations, and Apple designed a new thermal architecture, so faster and more efficient blades to keep the system cooler and quieter. Also, we have a new hi-fi speakers that Apple claims they are better with 2 times the dynamic range. And in this graph, Apple said that in this new MacBook we will have 130% more performance in 3D graphics, 60% more performance on gaming, is 57 more in video editing performance on the 15-inch MacBook Pro. So on the other hand, we have more subtle changes on the 13-inch MacBook Pro. So there's going to be a 76 more performance in both video editing and 3D graphics, and 103% more performance in gaming. I know not all users will use their Mac for gaming, but for those who do, you are covered. So on the I/O side, the new MacBooks will have 4 Thunderbolt 3 with USB-C connectors, so they are quite capable. And Apple has partnered with LG to produce 5K monitors, which you can use 2 of on these high-speed ports, and I think this is quite impressive. And because USB-C can deliver power, you can charge your MacBook on any of these ports. So MagSafe is gone, and Apple did not present any solution for that. And also we have new MacBook that will replace the old MacBook Air, and it has all the bells and whistles of the new MacBook Pro except for the touch bar. It is a little bit slower, but at $1,499 it's going to replace the old MacBook Air series. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked this video. Unfortunately, I can't buy one of these. My current budgets don't allow me to do that, but make sure to subscribe to my channel for more news, tutorials, tips and tricks. See you in another one. Peace.